Now, it's the rapper, Asian Doll. Really an Asian? No, she is a black American. She's a 25-year-old rapper who was born in Dallas, Texas, to a somewhat dysfunctional family because her father kept going in and out of jail. She is reported to be suffering from some type of depression and anxiety. She's also a member of the Crips gang, street gang. Now, I do not know why so many black women, or not so many, but as a number of them, maybe a few in number, but there are some who call themselves names like Asian Doll, China Doll, Sukahana. Sukahana is a Japanese name. They relate to that. Now, Asian Doll, a few years ago, she's 25 now, so a few years ago, made disparaging remarks against melanin-dominant female, that's black female of black skin. She never apologized for that I know of. I guess she figures it's not gangster to apologize. That's foolish. Now, she came into people's attention again when she went into those podcasts by Arab and other guy from Barbados. Went into their podcast, and the Arab, the brown Arab, was very rude to her. So people came out to defend her. She walked off the set. So people came out to defend her, despite the fact that she made disparaging, bad remarks, talked against black skin or melanin-dominant females because of their melanin, which is foolish. Of course, you could consider the type of dysfunction she came from. And a dysfunctional family opens up the door many times, not all the time, but many times open up the door for the evil spirit to enter in. And it must have been an evil spirit using her mouth, defying the Most High, and making disparaging remarks against melanin-dominant females. Not apologizing. And she's only about 25 now, but maybe as a young adult in my eyes. So she have to change her way, get rid of that evil spirit, and let the Holy Spirit enter in. Because the dysfunction just opened up the gate for those evil spirits to come in. And she actually followed suit, following her father's footsteps prior to. He came in and out of jail, so she decided to join a street gang called Crips. A sign of dysfunction. My next thought is, which is different from that thought, is Virginia becoming like a third world country? Now they elected, the Republicans did anyway, elected a Jamaican immigrant to be the lieutenant governor. Then they elected a Cuban to be the attorney general. The Republicans did that. And the Cuban, whose family fled Cuba, they fled and settled in Miami, and somehow he ended up in Virginia. So is Virginia coming to be a third world country? Now, my father was born in Virginia. And it's, of course, my father passed now long ago, but. And Virginia is one of the favorite place. It is said that Virginia Beach is a prime location for black people, especially black families, to move to. Virginia Beach. Because Virginia is right next to Washington, D.C. And so Caucasians seem to think that black immigrants is an antidote to original black Americans. Because they love Al Roker, the weatherman. They love him. He's 67 now, and he's been a weatherman on TV for a long, long, long time now. He was married to a white woman. I think her name was Alice Bell, who was a producer. And they divorced. They have an adopted daughter. I think the adopted daughter named her Courtney or something. But they divorced. And then Al Roker, who was, by the way, his mother, Isabel, is Jamaican. His father is Bahamian. I believe his father was a taxi driver or something like that. But his father is Bahamian. His mother is Jamaican. And he married his next wife after he divorced a white woman. He married the beautiful Deborah Roberts. And they have 2 children. She's 61 now. Al Roker is 67. They have 2 beautiful children. A daughter at first, and then later on the son. And white people make a big ado over his Instagram showing his son going off to college for the first time. It's just a good deal. It's something to be proud of, but they really went overboard. And congratulations to him. Thousands of people have sons going off to college, sons and daughters. But it seemed like whites think that the black immigrants is an antidote let me see, this my mouse is really acting up. It's an antidote to the original black Americans. And the guy in Colorado from Eritrea, that's why I said it's this country, not only in Virginia, but it's this country become a third world nation. He's from Eritrea. All these third world countries doing poorly. He's from Eritrea, and they voted him. I think most of the white people, I would gather, I don't know his demographics, but in Colorado, they voted him to become one of the youngest congressmen. He's 34. He's like the second youngest congressman. But he was on a fast track, political track anyway. Fast political track. Of course, he's married to a white woman. If they're married or some type of relationship, but it shows with a white family. Yes, in Colorado, you know that would be. Plus, Eritrea was really, they look like they're part Arab. So this country is turned into a third world country. But now, the next thought is this about cities claiming they voted for reparation. But no tangibles, just things that they would ordinarily should do anyway. Like help a first-time buyer to buy a house, or help with scholarship, some little dingy things like that, which they should do anyway. It had nothing to do with reparation. And some of those black persons smiling like a cat who caught the canary, like it's a big deal. And it's no big deal. That's not really reparation. Those little set-aside programs, like help with scholarships, those programs should be in place anyhow, anyway. And it's not only for black people, for others. So it's too little too late. It will have to come to an end. Too little too late. We're not going for that little titty rink, or I say titty, not like a titty, but titty rink. That's small. That means small amount. That's what I mean by that. And those little set-aside programs. And they also some of them include black and brown. It's a joke. And they call that reparation package. Cities like Evanston, Illinois. It's be a shame in itself. It's be a laughing matter. And it's an insult. It's an insult to actually call those things reparation. And it's not true reparation. Those are little crumbs. Little crumbs that fall from the master table to the dogs. Those little things, they could keep that little thing. Look, we want money. Then use those little giveaway programs to the Japanese They paid the Japanese, I think, $20,000 each, or something like that, because they were deterred during World War II. Japanese was round up, put in detention camps. So they paid them about $20,000, and they paid the Jews, Germany, and other states paid the Jews of states. I mean, states, nations, not the United States. It's the United. It's like a country, the states, but we call states. It's like there's also called states. Countries are also called states. But different, like Germany paid the Jews, the white Jews, millions of dollars, billions or the total billions, in the billions of money. Not no set aside program, not no scholarship and house loans and those silly things like that. Which should be in place for everybody anyway. We had nothing to do with reparations, so don't fool us with that. It's insult. They're trying to insult us. And black people taking part in that black political office, cool type person. For shame. They're so low, like less than the dog. Any black politician should not have their hands in those little trinkets. That's what I meant, trinkets. Representing money, and it should be about, even Bob Johnson, who owned BET at one time, said that, I forget, it's in trillions now, either $4 or $14 trillion black people are old. Anyway, it's in the trillions, not no little trinkets. Oh boy, the black politicians who had their hand in that should be slapped, put away, stomped on until they get some sense in their head. Want some trinkets, and a big deal like that, that's supposed to be called reparations. Now, the sun is very shining on my computer. I could have closed the blinds on, but no, I want the sunshine into my life and in what I'm saying. It's okay. So I started out talking about what's called Asian doll. And it did function, even at age 25. Now she's saying disparaging things against melanin dominant females, and that's the mindset of the Crips and other street gangs. And shame, it's for shame. They was started out to be a political organization in California, the Crips and the Bloods and things like that. And then it made a vicious turn. Somebody infiltrate that, took over, and brought evil into what was good. But apology is just an apology. But it is good for her and her career if she did so.